As you've probably seen or heard on the news at some point in the last couple of days, 7 people were shot and killed in Half Moon Bay, California. And at the time of that shooting, I was literally about an hour away from there. So we're going to talk about that on the show today. Welcome to the Matt Logan Show. You know, things like this seem to happen somewhere else, and they always are somewhere else unless you're there or near there. And, you know, seeing this in the news and being about an hour away from there at the time of this was just, it was heavy. And we've talked a lot about guns. This was a gun shooting and things like that. I'm back right in the same place, and this person had prior convictions, had some issues with some of these same people that he killed years before. We have to stop the people. It has nothing to do with the weapon. No. And we talked about how actually more people were killed in England in the same time frame that were in America by guns, and our gun killings on those stats are suicides, a huge percentage of them. The knife thing is not suicide in England, that's actual people killing another person. So if you want to look at it from a real close reality of that, we're talking significantly more people are dying in England by knife than in America by gun violence.
In England, where guns are essentially banned.
Yeah, there's really not many of them there.
Yeah, it's a sad situation. I mean, you never want to see this. But like we've talked about in the past, it's the person behind the weapon, you know, and
an inanimate object doesn't just walk away and start shooting at somebody.
It doesn't make decisions.
No.
And one of the favorite analogies I saw on social media this week in regards to just gun violence in general is, you know, sticks and stones. Well, it was one stone that made the dinosaurs extinct. So, I mean, people are going to find a way to do damage, whether it's a gun, explosives, stones, vehicles. People with bad intentions are going to find a way. It's not what item they choose. It's the person behind it.
Yeah.
So
just for the record, I'm not going to acknowledge that I agree with the stone theory of the dinosaurs.
I thought it was clever.
It's clever. It's clever.
Yes.
It is clever. But there's really actually no proof of that. So
it's an analogy, man.
Give
me a break.
There's more proof of the flood in that kind of stuff. But anyway, I get it. It was a good one for sure. But so the thing with it is for me is look, this is real for people in this real area. I think this shines a light on some of the other issues that were going on this mushroom farm, and that apparently they were also growing some marijuana in some of that,
Northern California.
It's amazing. I know. I realize that. They also are saying that these were undocumented workers, some of them, and they were not making minimum wage according to the state. Shines a light on a lot of things, and one of the things that I think it shines a light on is the fact that we need to hold people completely 100% responsible, no matter who that is, whether it's the governor of the state, if you're a Republican or a Democrat or whatever. If there's things going on, people need to be held accountable. Certainly when there's something like this, these local district attorneys should not be allowing these people to get off so easily.
No.
And things like that. And open borders and whatever else that this shines a light on. It has to be it can't be talked about anymore. These are exponential problems that are happening. Crime increasing exponentially.
So here's a naive question, and I'll admit it. Obviously, you know, the Mexicans and Central Americans crossing our southern border, This was a community of Asians.
Yes.
How are they getting over here? Are they smuggled in on cargo ships, or?
So, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the whole idea of how people in mainstream media have said that the people coming over the border are Mexicans. They're not. There's plenty
a lot of nationalities. That's why I said Central Americans.
They are. I mean, I was in a. Well, I was at a business. I'll just say it like that, and they were doing this training and things, and it was a safety training, and I was listening in and all that kind of stuff. And so then one of the people gave me a ride to the airport. So I was asking him some more questions, and he said, really the thing that these safety meetings are for those people that are not from Mexico, because they can at least communicate with them. And the other communities, they can't communicate with them, and then people get scared and they get violent. And so that's one of the big violent problems, violent issues as well, is that communication,
yeah.
Right? So I'm not saying that everybody that's coming over is a violent criminal, but
right.
The reality is it's easy for them to get in. Anybody can walk into Mexico from wherever. Now
right.
All they have to do is travel up through and go through the border, and that is the reality. Period. I've been down in areas that I've driven past. They're those bridges that have made national news. Thousands of people. It's crazy to see that stuff. It doesn't seem real, but it is. And these people, I'm not saying shouldn't come over here, but we need to understand it has to be done legally. This is what happens if you continue to allow that to happen for years and years and years. And now what happens is that it's a gun problem. It has nothing to do with guns. It has everything to do with people. And that's the reality.
And most of it boils down to mental health.
Yes.
Nobody in their right mind is going to do this.
And you always have smaller signs to see where this kind of stuff goes. And in every case I've ever read about with gun violence, there has been an issue, most of the time several issues, that just didn't get dealt with.
Right.
So, see you next time. Hammer the like button, hammer the share button, hammer out a comment to us. Appreciate you viewing, listening, and, complaining about Craig's hair.